Welcome back to AM Joy. This morning, we're still trying to determine the whereabouts of more than 2,000 migrant children, including babies who were separated from their parents and who are being held in locations across the U.S. on the orders of the Trump administration. After a heart-wrenching week, we now know what Donald Trump's zero tolerance on immigration actually looks like in practice. Here's just some of the events that happened during the week.
Republican leaders have spent a lot of time talking about lifting up families and caring for children, talking about their own kids. That's not what's happening on the southern border of the United States.
This is a conscious policy by the Trump administration to systematically separate children from their parents.
It is important to note that these minors are very well taken care of. Don't believe the press. They are very well taken care of.
We do not want to separate children from their parents. We do not want adults to bring children into this country unlawfully either.
10-year-old Robert told me that the gangs were recruiting him in his school. And Christina, the mother, I need to ask you, if you had known that you could be prosecuted for crossing the border illegally and your children could be taken away, would you still have come given these high levels of violence? Igual te hubieses venido si hubieses sabido que había una posibilidad de que te quitaran tus hijos. No. No. She says she wouldn't have come.
What's happening is so sad, and it can be taken care of quickly, beautifully, and we'll have safety.
So why doesn't the president pick up the phone and change the policy? He said he hates it.
I think what the president is trying to do is find a long-term fix. So why don't we have Congress change the laws to change? No, Congress could fix this tomorrow.
Since more illegal immigrants are rushing the border, more kids are being separated from their parents and temporarily housed in what are essentially summer camps.
I mean, look, I read today about a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome who was taken from her mother and put in a cage. I read about did you say want to a 10-year-old with Down syndrome being taken from her mother?
What I said is you can pick anything you want out, but the bottom line is very clear.
How dare you?
When you cross the border illegally.
People that come in violate the law. They endanger their children in the process. And frankly, they endanger all of our children. When you prosecute the parents for coming in illegally, which should happen, you have to take the children away.
Ella llama a tu tía si tú tienes número y habla con tu tía.
Restaurant of all places.
This is incredible. Trump administration officials have been sending babies and other young children. Oh, hold on. To at least three tender age shelters in South Texas. Lawyers and medical providers just, I think I'm gonna have to hand this off.
We're signing an executive order. I consider to be a very important executive order. It's about keeping families together while at the same time being sure that we have a very powerful, very strong border.
The number of families that are opposing us families has quadrupled trying to cross our borders. So you're having people that are doing human trafficking, terrorists and cartel members using young kids as
terrorist and cartel? Where is your evidence for that? Where is an evidence of a terrorist using a child to cross a border? I would like to see some evidence of that.
Go look at the kids that are under the age of 5 years old that are being in custody right now and see how many of them were separated from true parents as opposed to from cartel members.
They have a 2,000-mile journey up Mexico. They walk through Mexico like it's walking through Central Park. It's ridiculous.
We all know they're here without their families. And I want to thank you for your hard work, your compassion, and your kindness you're giving them in these difficult times.
This is a picture of Melania Trump boarding Air Force One to head down to McAllen, Texas, to visit some of the children being held in detention centers.
Her spokesperson told reporters, quote, "There was no hidden message. I hope this isn't what the media is going to choose to focus on." It was, however, something her husband focused on. He tweeted, "I don't really care, do you?" written on the back of Melania's jacket, refers to the fake news media. Melania has learned how dishonest honest they are, and she truly no longer cares.
The most extreme Trumpists in the Republican House offered an immigration bill that got only 193 votes when it needed 218. 41 Republicans voted against it. Republicans didn't need any Democratic votes to pass it, but they still couldn't do it.
Like it or not, these aren't our kids. Show them compassion. But it's not like he's doing this to the people of Idaho or Texas.
These are the American citizens permanently separated from their loved ones. They're not separated for a day or 2 days. These are permanently separated because they were killed by criminal illegal aliens.
Rule 17 of the House
There's
that
no
prohibits
rule that says I
Rule
can't play
17.
sounds.
The gentleman will suspend.
Why are you trying to prevent the American people
Rule
from listening to what it
17
sounds
of
like
the
in a
House
detention
prohibits
facility?
the use
These are
of that
babies
device.
and kids in a detention facility. Why do you not let the American people hear what they are saying?
The gentleman will suspend.
Wow.